Back again today with a very special video. Just want to come talk to y'all real quick, chat it up, see what's up, check in. Trying to get back to slowly making videos, when I can. Hope this video reaches you well. Um, I know I haven't been too specific about when I'm gonna go live, and I haven't really been sticking to any pattern. So forgive me for that. I'm just still trying to get back into the mode of making, trying to, take my time to figure out what I want to talk about. As I told you before, I don't really feel the need to make a video for every single thing that's going on, and I'm still trying to get situation under control right now. So, it is what it is. But I just wanted to come and talk to you guys. A few things that I was seeing going on, and I said, should I make a video or should I just go live? And then I said, I'm gonna just go live. I don't feel like making a whole video about some of this stuff, but I just want to make sure y'all are doing okay. I'm not gonna be here for too long today. I just want to come talk to you guys. Um, I did see some. I've been watching some current events. Let's see. I have a few things on my Instagram. Nothing really. Honestly, a lot's been going on, but I haven't been fit. Uh, as I told you guys before, I'm still trying to figure out my place in this whole uh, internet thing. This new streaming reality. Uh, as I told you, when I first started doing my live streams, I was making videos. This was maybe 2015. I was making videos, and not that many people were making videos. Now, fast forward 10 years, 15 years, fast forward about 10, 11 years, it's like everybody's making a video now. Everybody is streaming. I mean, I'm not even just talking about YouTube. If you talk about TikTok, I still haven't got on TikTok, but a lot of people on TikTok. There's a lot of people on TikTok. So, you know, I'm just trying to, I've never been the type to follow the crowd or really do what everybody else is doing. So I just sometimes I sit back and I pick my spots. So if I don't make videos as much as some other people or whatever the case, just, forgive me and give me some grace. I'm just trying to figure out how to make video special. Um, and I know YouTube already still has beef with me. As I told you guys before, I don't know what to do to get out of shadow ban. I don't know. It looks like I'm kind of like glitching a little bit. If I'm good, if you guys can hear me, if I'm moving smoothly, please let me know. But yeah, I just been deciding when, I don't want to do a live stream every week yet because I don't have my studio set up. I've been trying to get my money situation right. I've been trying to get my job situation right. I do have a couple opportunities right now, so if it be the will of the Most High, I will be able to start making some money to provide for myself. It's a little hard right now. I feel a little insecure because I have a felony on my record now. Actually, I have a few felonies. So, I tried to sign up for DoorDash to do like some little DoorDash stuff to drop off some food and here and there. And don't you know DoorDash does background checks? Like, I mean, I guess it makes sense, like, depending on what you did. Like, if you just did like a home invasion, or like if you like graped somebody, I guess it makes sense that they don't want you to be the driver. But it's like, I'm dropping tacos off, bro. I'm just dropping fucking burgers off. Like, they did a background check, and I don't know, they're still going back and forth with me about if they're gonna let me drop off some food. And I'm like, bruh. So anyway, I'm just being real with y'all, honest with y'all, vulnerable. It's just one of those things that I'm gonna have to learn how to live with a felony now, or a couple of felonies. Because somebody sees a felony on your record, like they're not always gonna give you a chance to explain yourself. So you know, it's hard to tell people, well, I spanked my son and then CPS got involved and then I went on the run because I didn't want to face the court and go to jail for spanking my son. And I went on the run, and then when the police. So let me tell you guys, I don't think I've ever told you uh, one of the charges that I got when I went to jail. Just so you know, I obviously you guys know, but in case anybody's new, which have you guys noticed that? This is how you know I'm shadow banned. And what up to everybody in the chat? This is how you know that I'm shadow banned. You never see anybody new in the chat. Raise your hand if you notice that. You never just see somebody that just happens to come across my video while I'm live and just say, hey, what's up? Oh, how's everybody doing here? You never see nobody new in the chat. Unless it's a very troll that's here only to bring dysfunction. You never just see somebody that just like, oh, what's this guy talking about? You never see it. I mean, and I appreciate all everybody right now, but everybody has a wrench because Bryce, Solo, what up, Jay, Raheem, all of y'all have a blue check because you've all been following me for 3, 4, 5 years already. All of y'all are moderators. So where are the new people that come into my chat? And sometimes this is discouraging because although I appreciate talking to you and I like fellowshipping with my people that I love, sometimes I want to talk to new people. I want to spread my message or talk to, maybe I want to get a different opinion from people who I've never spoken to, or maybe I want to share some information with people that have never heard this information or have never thought about these things. Instead, they only tell my people that are subscribed to me, and even then, I get a lot of people that tell me they don't get my messages. So I'm not really tripping on YouTube right now. Like I said, when I get some time and when I have the energy and the resources to be able to make, I'll do it. Again, for some reason, it looks like I'm choppy right now. But if you guys are telling me that I'm not choppy, just tell me in chat. So I'll just continue because it looks like when I'm moving right now, I'm looking like robotic. But if it looks like it's smooth, just let me know. Anyway, I'll tell you one of the charges that I got to go to prison. By the way, of course, if anybody comes in new, I did just get out of prison. Jay, yes, they had some new people the first time I got out of jail. I think only because I put a post up on my Instagram to tell people on my Instagram that I was live. So I think some of the people on my Instagram saw that because I haven't posted on my Instagram in 2 years either. I've been in jail for 2 years, so I haven't posted on my Instagram at all. At least I posted some videos when I was in jail on YouTube, but on Instagram, I didn't put anything. They didn't know where I went. So when I got out, I put post up on Instagram and told them come to my chat. And so a few people came in, but you don't see just random people on YouTube. Just this is supposed to be the internet. This is supposed to be people falling in and just happen to see you live. Hey, let's come in. I understand I'm not a huge YouTuber. I'm not expecting thousands of viewers. I'm not even expecting 500, 300 viewers, but it would be nice to have, you know, 40 people, 50 people. But I already know what that's about, so I'm not even tripping on that. But let me tell you a story real quick about By the way, you might as well press the like button, press the thumbs up button while you're here real quick. Just try to see if YouTube is still messing me over. For the few people that's here right now, go ahead and press the thumbs up button. But I'm gonna tell you this quick story about how I caught this one felony real quick, and then we'll talk about what I wanted to talk about. So I have a few felonies, and one of these days I'll tell you about everything in time. And I'm gonna tell you some jail stories as time goes on and stuff. But I do have one charge that is assault on an officer. Can somebody put that in the chat? Put that in the chat. Felony assault on an officer. If you look up my name and look up my information, you'll see I have an assault on an officer. Now that's a whole story. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I'll just tell you the short story. So the short story is I was on the run from the police. I knew I had a warrant, so I was basically homeless, sleeping in different empty apartments, right? And hold on, let me read that to make sure I'm not mess. You got to start making thumbnails and make your titles description more detailed. I feel you, Bryce. I'm gonna get a thumbnail game. Bryce, had you noticed? Bryce, put an emoji in the chat or a thumbs up in the chat if you notice all the thumbnails look exactly the same now on YouTube. Tell me I'm lying, Bryce. All the thumbnails look exactly the same. It's like super clean cut with the lighting, and it's like it looks like almost AI, and they have the fire in the background. It's like reddish tint with the fire background. Everybody has the same background nowadays. I'm not with it. Like I it's just everything. I'm just like all the people's thumbnails exactly look all the same. I'm like, I guess, I guess. But anyway, so I was sleeping in this. This is the story. This I'm gonna tell you the story of the night I got arrested. So the night that I got arrested, I got off work. The last couple nights, the last 2 or 3 nights before I got arrested, I kept getting caught. I was sleeping, and if you guys don't know, I was sleeping in different empty apartments, and I would find an apartment that looked like it was empty, and I would go through the window, or I would go through the sliding door, and it was a whole science behind it. I learned how to, and I had to get there at nighttime. I had to leave in the morning. So the couple days before I ended up getting arrested, I was sleeping in an apartment, right? And I got caught in the morning by the apartment people. The first time I got caught by a neighbor because I was trying to jump off the patio during a time of day that I should have been hiding. The neighbor saw me. The neighbor was walking her dog. She saw me jumping out the patio. She called the front office people, and I saw them coming, and I left before they caught me. I couldn't sleep in that apartment no more. I had to go to a whole new apartment complex. Because anytime you get caught sleeping in an apartment, the apartment people are gonna like make sure all the empty apartments are locked up. So now you got to go to a whole new complex. So that happened the first night. The second night, I went to a different apartment, and I got caught in the morning. In the morning, I was sleeping. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning. Usually nobody comes. The apartment people don't come till around 8 or 9 o'clock. So I was sleeping at 7 in the morning. I was about to wake up, and they came banging on the door. It was one of the maintenance men was trying to do some work on the apartment, and came banging on the door because they left it unlocked, and I locked it. So then I got twice, right? Okay, Jay says my audio is you right now. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. I don't know why my audio is janky. Um, if you guys can hear me, let me know. I know you said you can still pretty much hear me, but I'm gonna try to I don't know why it's janky. Um, what could I do? Let's see. Let's see. Are y'all here? I'm saying, or does it sound like real bad? Should I try something else? Hold on. Cause it looks like I'm choppy on my end. Okay, Jay said it's not bad. Okay, well, but y'all can hear me, right? Y'all can hear me? So I got caught 2 nights in a row at 2 different apartments. Now this is unprecedented because I was really good at hiding, but when I look back on it, I just feel like it was about for me to go finally go to jail. Like I was tired of running. I was getting sloppy. I was getting lazy. I was tired of it. So the third night I went to a whole different apartment, a new apartment that I never slept in. And I guess the neighbor saw me on a ring camera. And anyway, long story short, they called the police and came banging on the door at like 11:30 when I was already about to go to sleep. And I'm gonna tell you the whole story later, another day. But the police came banging on the door, and I looked out the peephole. I saw it was the police. I looked out the window. I saw the police car right there, and they had like a little side door. I tried to run out the side door, and I guess the YT lady who called the police on me, she was standing there with her little dog, and she was like, "He's right there. He's right there." She told the police, "He's right there." The police started chasing me. I start running, and I'm gonna one of these days I'm gonna try to get the body cam footage of the night of my arrest. But I ended up running from the police. Um, I had a backpack on. The dude ended up catching me, trying to tackle me, but I wasn't going. I wasn't going for it. So I was kept trying to run away, and he wasn't strong enough to take me down. The other cop came. He wasn't strong enough to take me down. Now there's 2 cops on me. Then the cop tased me. He pulled out his taser. He was like, "Taser, taser, taser." He pulled his yellow taser out, fucking tased me on my stomach, tried to tackle me to the ground. I'm still trying to get away. He tried to tase me by my nuts. It was a whole crazy thing. It ended up taking 3 people to arrest me, 2 officers and this fat ass neighbor who came outside. Have you it's always a pedestrian that wants to be a good Samaritan when a nigga's getting arrested. So this fat Palestinian like DJ Khaled, he came and helped the police to get on top of me. So it took 3 grown men to arrest me. Anyway, first officer who arrested me, his glasses, he was wearing glasses, so he tried to tell me his glasses fell on the ground. His glasses fell on the ground. He picked them up, and once they had me arrested, the other officers came and they asked him, "What are we gonna charge him with?" Because they found out I had a warrant. They're like, "He has a warrant. Do you want to charge him with something else on top of his warrant?" And the officer whose glasses broke in the altercation, he said, "Oh, look, my glasses are broke." And he told me, "Do you see these glasses? You broke my glasses. You're gonna pay for these." And then he told the other officer, "Give him assault on an officer on top of that." And I was like, "Oh my God, assault on an officer on top of everything I already had. I already had warrants for spanking my son and the family shit that I had going on. Now and I ran on bail. I didn't go to my court date. I broke my bail bond, and now I have an assault on an officer." I was like, "It's over, bro." I was literally like, "It's fucking over." Yeah, yeah, Bryce, I'm serious. If you look up my case, um, I have assault on an officer on top of all of that. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm telling you the God's truth. You know I would tell you the truth. If I hit that man, if I hit him, I would have told you that. I did not hit that man. I know a lot of people get arrested and they say, "I didn't do it, I'm innocent." But the truth of the matter is I didn't hit that man. And this is how you know I didn't hit him, because they only gave me 2 years for it. I only ended up getting 2 years for that case. That was the Harris County case. I had another case in a neighboring county. I got 3 years for it. So I had a 3 year, and then I had a 2 year. But they do a thing that's called concurrent. That means at the same time. So instead of 3 years and then 2 years, um, they do the time together. So I never, yeah, somebody in the comments said, I thought you fought him. No, I didn't fight him. I didn't even fight the officer. I mean, I definitely resisted arrest. 100%. Like, it took 3 people to take me down. I was definitely resisting arrest. I was not going for it. I was not trying to get arrested. I was definitely trying to run off, but I did not fight him. And when you read the report, it says I punched him, I uppercutted him, I slapped his glasses off his face and all this other shit. And I'm like, wow. And I really was gonna fight it. I was gonna fight it because it's on camera, but I had a lawyer, it wasn't a paid lawyer. I didn't have money to pay for a lawyer, so I had a court-appointed lawyer. He didn't seem like he was really trying to fight for me. I already had a whole bunch of other cases that I was running from, and I'm sitting in the county jail, and where they constantly, I saw people in that same county jail. They were in there for 2-3 years fighting a case. What do I look like, bro? I'm not sitting there for 3 years just to fight a case. Do you understand that? You're sitting in there for 3 years. You haven't even got your sentence yet. You haven't even done your time yet. You just 3 years just going to court in jail. Hell no. Nah. Hell no. No, 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 no. No, no. So, and then I, I obviously prayed about it, and I had some thoughts about it. I was gonna fight it, but I had a bunch of other cases already. And I was like, man, whatever, bro. It is what it is, bro. And then my lawyer was like, I told my lawyer, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, don't you guys have it on camera? Like, the camera should show that I did not hit this man. And they're like, my lawyer's like, well, it's going to be your word versus their word. Yeah, it's on camera, but it was nighttime and you can't really see everything that happened. So it's going to be your word against their word. So you already know what that means. And I'm not about to play with these people. I'm definitely not going to play with these people. So they gave me 2 years for it. That is what it is. I have a whole lot more to say about all of that, but I'm giving it to God, and I'm allowing it to be what it is. I'm certain things you can fight, and certain things you don't need to fight. So maybe if I have the time and the resources and the energy to fight that case retroactively, maybe I can get and I saw your comment, Bryce. You said the Freedom of Information Act. I know you can definitely look up the uh the video and stuff like that. So I might even sue them. I honestly might sue them, because if I'm being real, it was police brutality, bro. It was definitely police brutality. Like, the dude was tasering me so much that his partner had to tell him to stop tasering me. The dude was tasing me all by my nuts, all by my stomach, all in my chest, just tasering the fuck out me. And his own, he tased me so much that his partner got tased in the process. And his partner was telling him, stop, stop, stop. So, it is what it is, bro. But I just feel like if I would have fought them, if I would have fought them, I would have got way more time. And he would have fucked me up, bro. He would have actually fucked me up if I actually was swinging on them, punching on them, bro. But it is what it is. So now I'm just saying, I told you that story to say this. Now I have a felony assault on an officer on top of everything else that I had going on. So now when I go for a job, or if I want to be a door dasher or whatever the fuck, when people type in my name, it's going to say he has a family violence case. He hit his child, or he hit a child, because it just says injury to a child. It doesn't even say that I spanked my son. It just says injury to a child. He injured a child, family violence, domestic violence, and assault on an officer. So I'm just looking like Suge Knight out here. I'm just whooping everybody's ass. I'm P Diddy. I'm beating bitches in the hotel lobby. I'm hanging niggas over the balcony by their fucking ankles. You know, what can I say? Like, I can't explain that shit. So, it is what it is. By the way, if I'm like I said, if I'm still good and I'm not that choppy, let me know, guys, because I don't know why this thing is showing me choppy. So I'm just telling you guys to tell you an update of kind of what's been going on with me. I've been a little self-conscious about that because now when I go for a job and stuff like that, they might do a background that ask me why, where have I been for the last 2 years, or have I ever been convicted of felony? Some of these jobs ask, most of the jobs ask you, have you ever been convicted of a felony? And then when you say yes, they want to know why. But they give us a little bitty ass line to say why. And it's like, how do I tell them that everything just spiraled out of control? Like, I spanked my son, and then CPS got involved. They wanted to charge me. I went on the run because I was scared. I didn't want to go to prison. It was a misunderstanding. I didn't have money for a lawyer. And then when the police arrested me, I tried to run away, and then he charged me with assault on an officer. It just, I don't know what the fuck happened. So that's that, but I believe that God is gonna bring me through all of it because I've already made it through the storm, bro. I'm not saying that there's not another storm that's gonna come up, but I've made it through prison, bro. By the way, press the thumbs up button if you're here. Um, I made it through prison already, bro. And I'm gonna tell some prison stories. Eventually, I have a few prison stories. Prison was crazy, guys. And you know what? I'm grateful I didn't have to go through some of the stuff that some other people have gone through. There was way worse prison conditions for a lot of other people that's been through way worse shit than I did. Even though I went to prison for 2 years, the Most High allowed me to be at a place where I wasn't in immediate danger. I got into some scuffles, I got into some arguments, and whatever the case, niggas talking shit, niggas plotting on me, whatever, but God saw it fit to, I kept all my teeth. I know niggas who got their teeth just knocked the fuck out. You hear me? And unless you got money for veneers or some shit, I know niggas going home or niggas who's still in there, and that's just their smile now. You just got a smile with this whole front tooth gone. Just this whole shit just gone. I know niggas that they smile and their teeth are gone. When I first went to jail, the first 2 weeks in jail, when I went to Harris County Jail, the first 2 weeks, I saw about at least 15 to 20 people with black eyes immediately. You just walking in there, everybody got a black eye. Everybody missing teeth. Everybody got a black eye. Everybody fucked up. And I'm in here, this is like my 5th day, 6th day in jail. I'm looking, this nigga got a black eye. This nigga's missing his front teeth. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna go back home and explain to my family on YouTube why this tooth is missing? Could you imagine? Okay, tell me in the chat, because I still have to talk about what I wanted to talk to you about today. This isn't even what I wanted to talk to you about when I was to stream, but tell me, guys, what would you say or what would you think if I came out of prison and this tooth was gone, and then I ended up telling you it's because a nigga knocked my tooth out? Like, what would your thought be like? Would you lose respect for me? Am I a bitch ass nigga? Like, would you be sad? Like, would you just unsubscribe? Solo Dolo, would you unsubscribe from me Now every time I smile, this tooth is gone because a nigga knocked my shit out from my commissary. Like, what are we talking about here? It's just unbelievable the type of shit that niggas go through in there. Like, you get your shit knocked out, you gotta live the rest of your life with your tooth gone. Every time you smile in the mirror, you gotta remember how you was in jail and got taken advantage of. Like, that's traumatizing, bro. Anyway, enough of that. We'll talk about that, more of that, when I get better, when I get in a better financial position. But I praise God that I'm okay. I'm stronger than I ever was. And I'm not mad about anything that I've been through. I'm not sad about it. It is what it is. Um, so anyway, let's talk about some current events, guys, because I don't want to be take too much of your time today. Let's talk about I want to talk to you quickly about this movie Sinners and the conversation around it. It's not a big talk, it's not too deep, but it is kind of deep. And I was thinking about it, and I think it has some. There's a larger conversation to be had when we talk about the movie Sinners. Now, raise your hand if you have not seen the movie Sinners. Raise your hand if you have not seen the movie Sinners. And this isn't an endorsement for the movie or anything like that. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But I think there is a conversation that needs to be had. And I think a few people have had it, but there's different elements to this conversation. And I just wanted to have a conversation with you guys so that we're all on the same page. So if you don't know, there's obviously a movie called Sinners that's blew up last year when it came out, and they just had an awards, the Academy Awards, the Oscars, which is the most what would you call it? The most prestigious awards for the movies. And this movie won, I think it won, how many awards did that movie win the other night? I think it was Sunday. I want to say it won like 4 or 5 awards. I know B. Jordan won for Best Actor, and I think Ryan Coogler won for like Best Player. You guys let me know in the chat what they won, and I think they won Best Original Score, like the music. I think the music, the song won, the song that they played on that scene that we were talking about. Let me read some comments real quick because I just wanna make sure that I'm still good before I continue. Um, okay, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Jay, what would you do, just on a side note, Jay, if I came out of prison and this tooth was gone right here, and every time I smile, this tooth is gone, and he said, "Damn, Jay, what the fuck? Where's your tooth at?" And I was like, "Well, I was in jail, and a nigga wanted my commissary. He wanted my honey buns." Pause. He wanted my honey bun, and I told him, "You can't have my honey bun," and he knocked my tooth out. Like, would you unsubscribe from me? Would you be like, "Oh, look at this bitch ass nigga"? Like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, cause that was a big thing for me. Like, don't laugh, Jay. I'm asking you for real. That was a big thing for me. Like, oh my God. When I saw niggas with teeth missing, and I saw niggas getting their teeth knocked out, I'm like, I can't go home like this. What was it on that movie Life? Remember, old boy, he can't go home like this. Like, come on, man, you about to go home, man. You going home? He's like, "Man, I can't go home like this. I can't go home looking like that." So I kept my teeth. All praise be to the Most High God. That's a whole nother thing. Y'all niggas don't know how it feels to just, just pray for all your teeth to stay in your mouth, man. Anyway, let's talk about jail. Back to Sinners, right? So This movie Sinners, if you haven't seen it, I really want you to see, especially if you're a Black American. Let's just cut to the chase, okay? Because this is what needs to be said unapologetically. Sinners, the movie Sinners was a movie made for Black America. Can we say that? Can we put some emojis in the chat? Can we put a fire emoji in the chat? Can we put like a Afro pick emoji in the chat? This is what needs to be understood about the movie Sinners right off the bat. The movie Sinners was a movie for Black America. Not only, somebody put that in the chat, FUBU, for us, by us, not only for Black America, made by Black America. Now, why is this important and why am I talking about it now? I've seen some conversations about this movie, and by the way, of course, it did not win Best Movie. The Oscars that went to the movie One Battle After Another. If you guys don't know what that, I still haven't seen it. Have you guys seen that One Battle? So, oh man, we got some stuff to talk about. Let me just skip to the chase, bro. Have you guys seen One Battle After Another before I even get into the Sinners conversation? I haven't seen it. I want to see it, but it was on some streaming service. I don't have the streaming service. You know, they got a million streaming services now. If you want to watch this movie, you got Paramount Plus, you got to have Disney Plus, you got to have Hulu, you got to have HBO Max, you got to have um, the Peacock, Netflix, you got to have, I'm like, whatever, man. I'm not buying all that shit. But there's this movie called One Battle After Another with Leonardo DiCaprio. Now, I did want to see it because I love movies. I'm a big movie guy, always been a movie guy. I haven't really been into movies lately because I just been having a whole bunch of other shit going on. And on top of that, I just don't feel like the creative spark is still there. But like growing up in the 90s and stuff like that, even early 2000s, I've always been a big movie guy, right? So I do want to see One Battle After Another because I heard it was good. However, and this is the movie that won Best Movie of the Night over Sinners, which I don't have a problem with that. It is what it is. But Solo, you know what I heard? I heard, and if anybody's seen One Battle After Another, you can let me know. They have one black woman in the movie. Well, I think the daughter is like half black, half white, something like that. And I didn't see the movie, so I can't tell you too much about it. But from what I gathered, you have Leonardo DiCaprio, and his girlfriend is Tiana Taylor, which is a Black American woman. I believe she's Black American, or she might have some Caribbean roots. I don't know, but Tiana Taylor, Black woman, Leonardo DiCaprio, black white man, and then they have a daughter who's half black and half white. This movie, One Battle After Another, won Best Movie of the Night. And then what I saw on the internet was that Tiana Taylor. Now, somebody tell me this. I want to know if anybody has ever seen this movie. Jason, bullshit, Bryce says, weird movie is on HBO Max. Bryce, why is it a weird movie? Has anybody ever seen One Battle After Another? Please, come on, y'all gotta touch yourself. Why a weird movie? Bryce says Tiana Taylor is Hollywood's new favorite token. Yeah, man, it's seeming that way. I don't know. Shout out to Tiana Taylor. I think she's from New York, but I seen her in LA one time when I went back out to LA. Very beautiful young lady, you know. Some people say Tiana Taylor's ugly. I don't think Tiana Taylor's ugly. I think she has a very distinct face, you know, but it is what it is. But here's the funny part about that movie. I heard, and you guys could look it up on AI or Chat GPT or whatever, or you guys can watch it and tell me. I heard Tiana Taylor, now listen to this. I heard Tiana Taylor was in that movie eating an old white man's ass. Don't shoot the messenger. I don't know. But if that's the case, it goes right back into everything that we've been talking about with these humiliation rituals. Holly Berry, Monsters Ball, won the Oscar. Let's talk about it. They said Tiana Taylor was eating, not just having sex with a white man, not just an old white man. They said Tiana Taylor was eating this old white man's asshole in the movie. Now, if that's the case, please somebody go Google it. What was the context? How did this happen? Why did this happen? Somebody must explain. Was this necessary? Because now she's part of this big movie and she's getting all these accolades, and I'm like, oh, shout out to her. And everybody on Twitter is like, oh, shout out to Tiana Taylor, she's doing for the black culture. And then I hear that she's eating somebody's ass. So I said, why would they need to go into that much detail? Exactly. But you know why, Solo. You know why they have to go into that much detail. It's not a coincidence. It's very specific, and it's very understandable why they have to do that. There has to be a humiliation ritual aspect to it. So anyway, that's the movie that won Best Movie of the Night. Okay, but let's talk about Sinners real quick, and then we'll move forward and we'll go into a few little current events. So the reason why I want to talk about Sinners is because, one, let's just get it out the top. I heard some people say, and I think there was some people in the chat that said it. I forgot who it was that said Sinners. I think it might have been Indigenous Queen. Somebody in the chat one night said, when I first got out and I was talking about I want to see Sinners, I had not seen it yet. And somebody said Sinners, it was kind of overrated, right? Let's talk about overrated conversation. Fair enough, right? I can be objective and admit that I can understand why some people might say it's overrated. A lot of people have been raving and ranting about it and talking about, you got to see Sinners, you got to see Sinners. So when you watch it, if it doesn't live up to certain expectations, maybe you might feel like it was overrated. That's fine, and that can be your opinion, right? Because the conversation we need to understand this was a vampire movie, but it was also, there also had deeper undertones. Okay, so if you're watching this movie Sinners strictly as a vampire or a horror movie aficionado, sure, you might be disappointed. It didn't have that much blood and guts. It didn't show the vampires for the entire movie. It didn't show how they turned into vampires, whatever, right? And if that's your conversation, sure. But then we need to have the deeper conversation about the undertones of the movie. And this is where it comes down to strictly like this. This movie was made for Black America. Okay. And I could go deep into pontificating about all of the hidden meanings of the movie. I don't really feel like going into that. You can go watch somebody else's video that talked about what Sinners really meant. I don't really have time for that right now. This is what I want to talk about. The conversation that Black people need to have, because this is important. I've been seeing a lot of people saying it was overrated, it wasn't that good, and da 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 da. Listen, we shouldn't care what anybody says about this movie. Let's really talk about it, y'all. Black America should not give a damn what anybody says about this movie. This movie is a chance to support something that was made for us and by us. Yes, I'm going to say it again. This movie, Sinners, was a chance for Black America to rally around something that was made for us, by us. And here's the deep conversation about it. It wasn't embarrassing to us. Can somebody please put that in the chat? It wasn't 12 Years a Slave. It wasn't Precious. It wasn't The Help. It wasn't Tyler Perry's Diary of a Mad Black Woman for colored girls. Do you understand that? Do you understand that up until basically this movie, there hasn't been a movie that has had critical acclaim to where the whole industry just had to stop and take notice of it. And it wasn't some Django shit. It wasn't some, like I said, precious, some, oh my God, what up, Mystic Mars? It wasn't some, oh, we sure is tired. We sure is, we wish we could get up this house right now. That's the conversation that needs to be had. What the significance of what the movie meant for us. It was made by a Black American person. It was starring Black American. Now, yes, you had some people in there that, like I think Delroy Lindo. Can somebody tell me in the chat? I think Delroy Lindo is not Black American. I don't know. And then the other one playing the hoodoo woman. I think she's British, and whatever the case, but it represented Black America. And the most notable one in there, Michael B. Jordan, who also won an Oscar. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan. And by the way, we got to keep our prayers up for Michael B. Jordan and keep our eye out for Michael B. Jordan, because let's just be real. Michael B. Jordan is in a very precarious situation right now. Don't be surprised, and I hope not. And I'm thinking that he won't, and I'm hoping that he won't. But if y'all see Michael B. Jordan in a dress out of nowhere, listen to me, y'all, because this is real. We already know what's going on. We've already done the studies. We've already done, remember, all the classes that we've done. I'm still that same dude. I'm going to just say it like this. I'm still that same nigga that did all them classes before. Remember what we talked about in class, y'all. If Michael B. Jordan comes out in a dress, it's going to be disappointing, yes. But is it going to be surprising? Let's really talk about it, guys. So let me back up a little bit. I've been seeing a lot of talk about this movie's overrated, and I've even heard some, because the thing about the internet right now is everybody can talk. So some stuff I don't even want to give it energy. There's another conversation about why wasn't there any queer here we go, guys. Why wasn't there any queer representation? What do you guys feel about that? About the conversation? Well, why wasn't there any queer representation in Sinners? I want to know what you guys feel about that. And again, this is what I want to circle back to. As Black Americans, I want to tell you, this is a chance for us to be on code. Remember that word? On code, we talked about it. See, because here's the funny thing. There's a movie called Crazy Rich Asians. Can somebody put that in the chat? I'm gonna look this up. I have never seen this movie, but I just wanted to use this movie as an example. Crazy Rich Asians. I'm gonna show you the picture real quick. And listen closely to what I have to say about this, because this is important. I don't even care about what anybody says about this movie. If anybody outside of our community talks shit about Sinners and it's overrated and it wasn't that good and blah blah blah, who cares? We don't have the time, the energy to care about what other people say about our shit, to be honest, anymore. We already know you can't please everybody. But Black America, we do need to be on code for stuff like this, right? All right. Have y'all ever heard about this movie right here? Let me see. Put a thumbs up if you've ever heard about this movie right here. Hold on. If you've ever heard about this movie, Crazy Rich Asians, right? I know it's backwards. Sorry about that. I don't know how to flip it around, but this was a movie that came out, Crazy Rich Asians. And I think there might even been a number 2. I don't know. But Crazy Asians, right? This is another screenshot from that movie, Crazy Rich Asians. Now, what do you notice about this picture right here? Mystic Mars, what do you notice about that picture? Crazy Rich Asians. Hold on. Let me show you again. What do you guys notice about this picture right here? Anything stick out to you? I know the camera isn't that good. Let me see if I could. You know what? Let me flip this around real quick. Maybe that might be better. All right. What do you guys know about this picture right here? Jay, Solo, Bryce, Mystic Mars. I need everybody to comment. I know it's not that many people. Right? Crazy Rich Asians. Now, I haven't seen this movie, so I can't speak too much on it. But right off the top, it's exactly what you guys are saying in the comment section. Where's the diversity in this movie, right? Because this is the conversation that's being had about Sinners. Mind you, Sinners had Asian people in it. It had so-called Native American people in it. It had so-called YT people in it. But it was centered around, very unapologetically centered around Black Americans, and it was celebrating Black American culture. But you have people online talking about, why didn't you have more representation? And this movie's being racist. And it would and so the first question I want to say is, how come you don't ever hear, where's the representation in the Crazy Rich Asians movie? Look at this. Look at this. Where's the conversation? How come nobody ever said, this Crazy Rich Asians movie, where's the Black people in the Crazy Rich Asians movie? They get to look how happy they are. Look at this woman right here. Look how happy she is. Her right here. Hold on. Look how happy this woman is. Right? So where's the representation or the diversity in this movie right here? You see that? Now, think about that. Have a real conversation about that. When you want to talk about Sinners and how this movie's doing too much, and and again, I don't want to give too much energy to a lot of the naysayers, because it's like, y'all are gonna just talk shit, whatever, and I really don't care. But this is my main point about that Sinners movie. One, we don't need to have any representation. You don't tell nobody else to have representation in their movies, period. You don't tell nobody else to have representation. What about this movie right here? Hold on, let me show you another one. Just one last more. One last more. Hold on. What about this movie right here? Y'all ever heard about this? This is the movie called Gods of Egypt. You ever heard about this? Hold on. Well, I'm trying to find a better. Gods of Egypt. You ever heard about this movie right here? This is a movie that's supposed to be set in Africa, but these are the gods of Egypt? Where's the diversity in there? And the funny thing about this type of movie, you notice when they have these Egyptian movies, look, these are the gods of Egypt. Look. Gods of Egypt. Look at that. Where's the diversity there? These same people who were mad about Sinners, they wasn't mad about the gods of Egypt. You see, so once you start understanding that, then you start realizing this is not a genuine conversation. Y'all aren't genuinely upset about the lack of representation. You want to dictate what's going on in black circles. And yes, we need to have that conversation. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk to you guys really quickly about this sinners thing is because with sinners, this is a chance for us to rally around something that was made for us and by us. And let me tell you what another thing. Who cares if you didn't like the movie? If you didn't like Sinners, hey, just do me a favor. Go about your business. There's no reason. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. There's no reason for Black Americans to come out publicly talking about how they didn't like Sinners or they thought it was overrated and it wasn't all that. Why do you have to say that? Do you understand how off code that is right now? When there's people that's already trying to attack this movie from all angles, and it's not about just this movie, because I want to make that be clear. I'm not trying to put on my cape for Michael B. Jordan or Rock. It's a moment in time that we're actually able to have something that's done for us, by us, unapologetically, and it's not embarrassing us. It's not slave trauma. It's not Precious trauma. It's not Tyler Perry trauma. It's not what's this dude's name? What's the LGBT dude's name that we used to always talk about? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Who's that? Who's the big flamboyant LGBT dude? Damn. You guys know who I'm talking about. No, not Lee Daniels, even though Lee Daniels is of course, but the actor dude, the big flamboyant guy, the flamboyant guy that we always used to talk about, where he was talking about openly emasculating black men. Tyler Perry, yeah, but no, what's this dude's name? I'm sorry, guys, I'm drawing a blank. Billy Porter. Thank you, Mystic Mars. Yes, shout out to Mystic Mars. Billy Porter. It's not Billy Porter, right? It's not Billy Porter. So this is a chance for us to come out and say, yes, this is something that was made for us, by us. It was celebrating our roots. It was celebrating how we played the blues. It was celebrating how we overcame, race, systematic enforcement of the ideologies of white supremacy. It was showing how we used to come together and create culture and create music and be businessmen and love each other. It was celebrating ancestors and stuff like that. So I'm talking to Black America. Don't come out talking about how you didn't like this movie and it was overrated. Who cares? That's off code. That's the definition of off code, because guess what? When Crazy Rich Asians came out, or how about My Big Fat Greek Wedding? Let me look that up too. When you had Crazy Rich Asians come out, you didn't have any Asians coming out talking about, this movie was overrated. And actually, Asian weddings don't really happen like that. And, my family doesn't do that. And I think we should have queer Asian representation. You don't see any Asians coming out talking shit about that movie that was made for them and by them. What was the other movie called? My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Y'all ever heard of this movie right here? Hold on. Y'all ever heard of this movie? Where's the representation with that? Nobody ever asked about for them to have representation. Let's see. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Yeah, Jay. Can you imagine when Crazy Rich Asians came out? Technically every Asian isn't rich or crazy. That's stupid. They understood it was made for them. So that either, and you know what it's called being on code, even if you didn't really personally like it that much, you still, at least when you go out in public, you represent it, you support it. At the very least, even if you don't openly support it and endorse it, you just stay quiet about it. That's what's called being on code. Like, you know what? I don't really like it. It didn't really move me like that, but I'm definitely going to keep quiet about it. I'm going to let them enjoy their moment because I understand this is for us. You see what I'm talking about, guys? And that's just what I wanted to talk about with that movie, because we could talk about, there's people who's already made videos about what the movie represented, and I could go down that list, but I'm not going to do that right now. Somebody else that's better at that can break down every scene of the movie. I just wanted to say it doesn't matter as a Black American if you like that movie or not. Just take this moment to embrace it or just shut the fuck up. You already have people from the outside wanting us to fail, trying to critique every single moment, everything about it. So just shut up. Do you understand that? Can I get an amen in the chat if somebody understands? Because I don't want to drag it on, but it's like, just shut up. Why are we the ones that always gotta just talk and just shit on everything? Like, let us have that, bruh. We're being celebrated, and it's not about anybody else celebrating us. It's about us celebrating us. When was the last Black movie that you can name? How about this? Somebody tell me the last Black movie that you can name that was had critical acclaim. The whole world was talking about it. It won multiple Oscars, and it was for us and by us. Because remember, a lot of these movies that we think are for us was made by Steven Spielberg and all these other people. When you look at the writers and you look at, so name something else that had a Black for. I could, I can't even think of one personally. I mean, we had The Birth of a Nation was a really good one. It was made by Nate Parker. It was about the Nat Turner Rebellion. I love that movie. I actually did um a review of that movie on my original channel. By the way, if you guys haven't subscribed to my original channel, I got my original channel back. I haven't uploaded nothing on that channel yet, anything new, but go to my original channel, it's also called J-LEETHAL, if you could find it. But I can't think of the last Black American movie that was made by Black Americans for Black Americans, and it wasn't Precious. It wasn't Tyler Perry goes to fucking the strip club. It wasn't Diary of a Mad Black Woman. It wasn't Billy Porter puts on a dress. Can anybody name? Can somebody tell me what was the last Black movie that was just critically acclaimed? Get Out? Okay, I'll give you Get Out. Yeah, Get Out. Get Out. Get Out might have been that. I'll give you that. Get Out. Okay, yeah. Get Out was good. Get Out is a really good one. That might have been the last one. So it's like, if we can't even think about it, why not take this time to just stand on code? And don't you understand the precedent that sets for the rest of the world that's looking at us? Because you already have people from other communities telling us, well, why didn't you do this? And why didn't you do that? And this wasn't, and it's so passive aggressive. Oh, this movie wasn't really that good. You guys are just overhyping it. I mean, the vampire, they didn't even explain how he became a vampire, and they didn't even do this, and they didn't do that. You have people just nitpicking at this movie. I saw a Black man, allegedly he was a Black American man, YouTuber. I don't know the dude's name. A Black YouTuber came out, and he has thousands of subscribers, but he's like some alt-right dude or whatever. I don't know, a Trumper. He came out talking about this movie sucks. This movie's overrated. By the way, he's sitting there with his YT girlfriend. This movie's overrated. Now, a real good vampire movie is Twilight. I'm not even joking. I wish I could show you the video. This dude, one of these YouTubers, because I don't even keep up with all these YouTubers anymore. One of these big YouTubers, allegedly Black American, came out. He shit on the movie. Yeah, that's his name, Stevie Knight. Go look it up. Stevie Knight Sinners review. And they tore his ass up. And this is what I appreciate. They tore his ass up, and this is what's good about it. So-called Black Americans, FBA, whatever you want to call it, we're starting to get on code, and I will give us credit for that. Niggas tore him up in that comment section. How you gonna go see Sinners with a so-called white T woman, and you have her talking shit about the movie, and you're talking shit about the movie, and it wasn't that good because I love horror movies, but this was a stupid vampire movie. A good vampire movie was Twilight. Nigga, please, are you kidding me? So you're shitting on Sinners as a vampire movie, and you're gonna die on that hill. That's the hill you're gonna die on. That it wasn't like Twilight. And by the way, I didn't even watch Twilight, but are you kidding me? It wasn't realistic. And Twilight was, them niggas was out there glistening in the sun. The vampires were glistening in the sun. I asked somebody, I'm like, so what was Twilight about? Like, did they die when they go in the sun? No, they just glisten. And you had the nerve to come out your mouth and say that you would rather watch Twilight than Sinners. And here's the thing: you have the right to your opinion, Stevie Knight. But even if that's the case, just shut up and go about your day. That's the problem. Oh, well, what? We can't critique it? Oh, you guys are being racist because I should be able to critique the movie. Well, but no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't critique Sinners. You know why you should critique Sinners? It was an original movie. It wasn't biting off nobody else. Amazing acting, amazing cinematography. These are objective things. Great acting, nobody can say it wasn't. Great cinematography, nobody can say it wasn't. Original story, nobody can say it wasn't. And it was made for Black Americans by Black Americans. So with those things being said, just let it be, let it rock. Just let it rock. Why are we taking this time to shit on this movie? And this is the reason why I'm going so hard, is because this is a microcosm of the macro, meaning this is a small piece of the larger picture. If we can't rally around one thing that was made for us and by us, and it was made to uplift us, and it's not hurting us, if we can't rally around it and support it, and remember, even if you don't want to rally around it and support it, just shut up about it. If you can't even shut up and just let us rock, we're never going to be able to do that for anything. And mind you, notice I'm not talking about the other communities that's shitting on this movie. I expect the other communities to shit on this movie. I made a post and I commented on something. I got like 1,000 comments. I don't even reply to it no more because I was on Instagram. I made a comment on somebody's shit and I got thousands of replies, and all non-Black Americans. Well, this movie was mid. This movie trash. This movie was overrated. I just stopped replying. And then you got, of course, some so-called Black people. I'm Black, and I also think this movie was trash. So what do you have to say about that? I'm like, all right, bruh. All right, let me read some comments because I'm going to just move on to the next topic. But that's all I had to say. I just had to get that out my chest because my, you know what I'm saying? Like, my, there's somebody that was very important, close to me, watched the movie, and she was like, I watched Sinners because I wanted to watch Sinners with her. And she was like, she doesn't like scary movies. So she was like, no, I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that. I said, come on, this is Sinners. This is, didn't you hear about this movie? Like, this is a big movie. Like, it's not that scary. Like, I said, let's watch it during daytime. She's like, no, I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that. So anyway, it came on the other day when she was at home and she ended up watching it. She was like, oh, I saw Sinners. I'm like, why would you watch it without me? She's like, oh, it wasn't that scary. I said, I told you it wasn't scary. And so she was telling me about it. She was like, I liked it. It was cool, but it wasn't that, I mean, it wasn't that good like everybody's making it seem. And that's when I kind of told her about what I'm telling you. Here's the thing. I understand if you didn't think it was the best movie of all time. I get it. I mean, shit, I get it. It's not like it's gonna just bring you to tears and it's just, oh my God. But if you didn't like the movie, just go about your day. You don't have to publicly say you didn't like the movie. Are we understanding where I'm coming with this before I move on to the next topic? Are we understanding what I'm saying? Um, Bryce says there's a whole black fatigue genre on YouTube. I've heard about that. Black fatigue. Um, I just have fatigue, period. I'm just fatigued with everything. That's why I don't even be making my streams like I used to. Maybe when I get back in a better financial position and stuff, I'll make more videos. By the way, if you guys want to contribute to me, you could contribute to my Cash App, $LEETHALMAN1. I'm not begging you guys. It is what it is. The Most High is gonna allow me to make my money however I make it. But yeah, I've heard about that black fatigue, and they're so tired of us. And all right, whatever, man. We're here. Black fatigue. Okay, we're here. What are you gonna do about it? But see, this is the whole tornado that's happening right now. Is Democrats versus Republicans. And this is where I need to give a shout out to the Most High God, and I need to just say that we need to get more into the spirit, because this is a manufactured, a lot of it is natural, but there's a lot of manufactured beef going on right now. Because somebody put that in the chat, manufactured, meaning you got Democrats versus Republicans, you've got black versus white, you've got Trump versus whoever else, you've got all these different gay versus straight, you got man versus women, all these different elements going on, and everybody feels that they're right, and nobody wants to take the time to critique their own group. That's the problem that I have about all of this. Whether you're black, white, man, woman, old, young, gay, straight, Democrat, Republican, Crip, Blood, East Coast, West Coast, if you're not willing to critique your own group when they are objectively doing something wrong, then you don't have any credentials. So what I'm seeing on social media right now is this comment section versus that, this group versus that. Everybody's in their own echo chamber. Everybody's in their own bubble. Nobody steps out and listens to the other person's point of view objectively, and seeks to have a genuine understanding or a conversation. Everybody wants to be right. What up, Chucky? You know, even the FBA versus non-FBA conversation. There needs to be, and I do believe a lot of FBA, most Black Americans do this. We call out our own. We do call out our own when they're doing some shucking and jiving shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We need to be able to do that on every front, though. So that's that. What else? There was something else I was going to talk about. Oh, this is on a complete side note, but speaking of the FBA conversation, or the Black American conversation, just earlier today I just happened to be watching this movie Mufasa. Have you guys seen that? Now this is deep, guys. I was like blown away. Like, I was like, oh my God. I was watching the movie Mufasa earlier. Don't ask me why I was watching it. It was just on, right? And I was like, okay, I've seen The Lion King. I saw the original Lion King, and then I saw the new updated Lion King that came out like however many years ago. I saw that with my son in the theaters. So I know the Lion King story, and a lot of people there's a lot of people say some people say there's a deeper meaning behind that Lion King story. I've talked about it before, but then I was watching Mufasa earlier. I don't know if you guys ever seen that. This is the story of when Simba's dad, the original Lion King, when he was young, and him and his brother Scar, the look on his face. This is the origin story of them. I didn't finish watching it. I probably watched like 35, 40 minutes of it. But this is deep, y'all. This is deep. Let me see if I can find it on here. Mufasa. Hold on. Okay, look. Okay, so in the movie Mufasa, and you, I'm sure you guys know what that is. I want you guys to at least watch the first 30, 40 minutes if you can. It blew my mind. So turns out that Mufasa and Scar are not real brothers, right? This is the story of them. They're not real brothers. Mufasa, when he was a kid, he was by the water, and a big storm came, and the water like washed him away from his family, right? Now think about this. Listen closely. Mufasa, who grew up to be the king, when he was a kid, the water came and washed him away from his family. He got lost. It wasn't his fault, but he got lost in the middle of the ocean. And that's when Scar was a kid and saw him and told his parents, "Hey, can we adopt him? I want to have a brother." Right? So the mom brought Mufasa into the family, but the dad told the family and told the wife and told the kid, "No, I don't want Mufasa. He's not one of us. He's a stray cat. He's a stray." Because somebody put that in the chat. Mufasa, they called him a, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It's gonna blow your mind, guys. In the 2024 film Mufasa, The Lion King, Mufasa is referred to as a stray. Mufasa is referred to as a stray. Why? Because he is an orphan cub separated from his parents during a flood and has no pride. Can somebody put that in the chat? The stray. The stray label. Taka's father, Obasi, rejects Mufasa, calling him a stray or an outsider because he does not belong to their pride. Right? Despite Obasi's disdain, Taka and his mother, Taka is Scar. Taka is the name of Scar when he was a kid. Despite the father's disdain, Scar and his mother, Eshe, bring Mufasa into the pride where he is forced to live and hunt among the lionesses. He is called a stray cat. A stray cat, right? Now, we've talked about this before, but just to bring it to a complete, what's the name? Akata. Just to bring it all the way back, right? Akata is a term often considered derogatory used in Nigeria to refer to, somebody put that in the chat, to refer to, right? Sometimes translated as bush animal. Well, now they changed it. Now they changed it. Now look, y'all. They're changing it in real time. Do you see this, guys? They're changing it in real time. Now it's a bush animal. It never said that. Just 2 weeks ago, it didn't say that. It specifically called us a stray cat. Now we're a bush animal. You see how they're, this is what's called breaking the matrix. Now it's telling us that in Nigeria, they call Black Americans akata, sometimes referred to a bush animal, implying an outsider. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, now y'all are just making shit. This is crazy. Are you guys seeing this? It doesn't say nothing about a stray cat anymore. It doesn't talk about how it's disrespectful no more. But just 2 weeks ago, when I looked it up, it said it was considered disrespectful and it was calling us a stray cat that does not have a home and does not have a culture. You guys see that? Wow. Wow. That's deep. They're changing Google right in front of us. They're changing it. Wow. That is insane. They just changed that right. They just changed that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up on YouTube. I'm gonna show you what it said because I saved it on YouTube. Changing definitions in real time, Bryce. Are you seeing this or not? Am I going crazy? Can somebody tell me in the chat that I know it's only a few people in here, but can somebody tell me that I'm not going crazy? Can somebody like let me know that I'm not going crazy? Because just 2 weeks ago, look at this. Hold on. Just 2 weeks ago, look at that. 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks ago, what did it say? Just 2 weeks ago, it said, what is an akata? Akata is a slang term used in some West African communities to describe African Americans. Look at that. In the Yoruba language, akata has been interpreted to mean something like a stray cat or a wild cat. You see that? Not a bush animal. It wasn't a fantasy in some fantasy book. Now Google's talking about it's a warrior. Do you see that? Go look it up on Google right now. It says it's a warrior and it's just a bush animal in some Harry Potter book. Look at that. Look. Hold on. I don't think you guys saw that. I don't think you guys saw that. By the way, that is Ice Spice. That is Ice Spice. But don't worry about that. Look at this. Akata is a term often considered derogatory, used in Nigeria to refer to Black Americans, sometimes related as bush animal. Bryce, what you looking at? Look, now it's talking about the Nigerian Harry Potter. Y'all see this? Hold on. They're talking about the Akata book series. No, that. Don't talk about some book. Don't talk about some book. That's not what we're talking about. You said very specifically right here 2 weeks ago. This is what you said. You said it was a wild cat or a stray cat. It is just describing African Americans. Nobody else. Can somebody put that in the chat? Just describing us. Because some people say, oh, they call everybody that. No, just describing us. Somebody put that in the chat. It's dismissive and openly insulting. I need somebody to screenshot this right here just so that they try to delete my video. Somebody needs to keep the records. It's called a wild cat, a stray cat. It's just describing Black Americans. It's dismissive and openly insulting. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into that because I've already talked about that before. But I found it very interesting that in the movie Mufasa, the father calls Mufasa he keeps on calling him a stray over and over. That's the word he uses. He calls Mufasa a stray, a stray. He's a stray, and of course he's a lion. He's a wild animal. He's a cat. He's a stray cat. I was like, wow. So Mufasa literally an kata. That was really interesting. And this goes just, of course, into the overall conversation about what we're talking about in Black American culture. Um, it goes back into the sinners thing. And just in case you're just new to this, like I said, if you haven't seen Sinners, go watch it. And if you don't like it, just keep moving. There's no reason for you to be a Black American and come out and say, I don't like Sinners. There's no reason to come out and say that. There's no reason to come out and critique it and compare it to a different movie. This is one time. It doesn't take nothing to just either support this movie or just move on about your life. You don't have to come out and critique this movie, y'all. Because again, Crazy Rich Asians, when that movie came out, go look up that movie, Crazy Rich Asians. It was made by Asian people for Asian people, unapologetically. Nobody asked, where's the Black people in Crazy Rich Asians? Nobody asked, where's the Black people in My Big Fat Greek Wedding? It was made for them, by them. And you didn't see Greek people, Asian people coming out and shitting on this movie. You know, I didn't like that movie, Crazy Rich Asians. It wasn't that. I'm not crazy. I'm not rich. Think about that, y'all. Just think about it. I'm gonna read some comments and I'm gonna play some let me why not? I'm gonna play some of these videos that I've been watching on Instagram and then I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here in a minute. I just want to come and chop it up with y'all. Let me read some comments. What up, Judah? Judah Apollos. This is the brother Judah, right? That we was out there on the highways and byways, right? My brother was out there when we was out there over there by the Galleria. Is that you, brother Apollos? If that's you, shout out to you, brother. Hope you're doing good. I'm glad to see you doing well as well. I got out. Man, I went to jail, bro. I went to prison for 2 years. Long story. We'll talk about it another time. But shout out to you, Judah. Let me read some. They get so mad the word tether when they've had slurs against us for years. Exactly. Exactly. And that's another conversation that we've already had. Um, People are mad at us now that we're calling ourselves Black Americans, or particularly foundational Black Americans. They're mad at us. They want us to just be African. And I'm like, and again, I don't want to be dismissive, but I'm like, when have y'all extended an olive branch to us? Let me ask you this. Do y'all remember when Black Panther came out? This wasn't that long ago. What year was that the movie Black Panther came out? Like, was that like 2016 or something? Anyway, when that movie Black Panther came out, coincidentally, speaking of Michael Jordan and Ryan Coogler, same duo, and that movie was deep too. I broke that down when that came out. What was Black Panther about? The African who left the so-called Black American alone. He left him to fend for himself while y'all had all these resources and y'all was defending yourself and y'all was keeping your culture and you was keeping your ancestral heritage. The Black American killmonger, Michael B. Jordan, was left to fend for himself and he was the bad guy. Remember that whole conversation? And they killed Killmonger at the end and he was the big bad guy, but nobody really wanted to. And there was a deep scene in that movie Black Panther when Chadwick Boseman, who played Black Panther, when he went to the ancestor realm and he started yelling at all the ancestors. Remember that? Deep, deep, deep scene. He was yelling at the ancestors. He said, y'all were wrong. They're like, no, you do not understand. These are our katas. You do not understand. We must protect our culture. We must protect our family. He said, you were wrong for leaving them. And that was deep. But do y'all remember, raise your hand if you remember when the Black Panther movie came out. And I want to, what year did that come out, guys? 2018. Bryce said it came out. Uh, yeah, Judah, I remember we used to go to your house. Yeah. I was thinking about you, Judah. I was thinking about you. I was watching this movie, The Chosen, or the show The Chosen. It's a really good show if y'all haven't watched it. Of course, there's things we could talk about with that. Of course, they got the so-called YT Jesus and stuff, but there's a show called The Chosen about the story of Jesus, and I was watching that in jail. That's really big in prison. The people love that show, The Chosen. And I was watching that, and there was the scene in there where he was washing their feet and stuff, and I was thinking about you back then. But yeah, in 2018 when that movie came out, Black Panther, uh, do you remember that? There was a lot of Black Americans. We were wearing dashikis and we were dressing like Africans, and we were so, remember that? Wakanda forever. I know you guys remember that. That wasn't that long ago. 10 years. Damn near 10 years ago now. But when that Wakanda forever shit was really big, we were still, this was before we were really trying to so-called delineate and call ourselves something completely our own. We were still trying to be African Americans, not even 10 years ago, guys. Think about that. So when that movie came out, we I didn't do it, but a lot of Black people was wearing dashikis, we was wearing kufis, we was trying to go to the premiere wearing all this African garb and trying to be Wakanda. And there was countless videos that came out from actual African people telling us, stop trying to be like us. Remember that? You're not like us. They hit us with the Kendrick Lamar. You not like us. You not like us. Why are y'all wearing our stuff? You don't respect us. You don't care about us. You're not like us. Don't wear our stuff. You remember that, right? And if I'm lying, somebody tell me I'm lying so I can pull it up right now. And I don't have time to pull it up, but I can show you the videos of multiple people coming out telling us don't come out dressed like that. And then Beyonce came out with the album. What year was that? That Beyonce came out with that Black album. Beyonce came out with, I don't remember what the album was called, like Black is King or something like that. Beyonce came out with like an African inspired album, and she was making videos with African inspired themes. They said, you're not African. Don't come out wearing that. Michael B. Jordan, again, another one. He came out with the liquor. I think it was called Juve. Michael B. Jordan came out with the alcohol that was celebrating Caribbean. It was a word that was that celebrated in Black Caribbean culture. They told him, no, don't come out with that. He had to drop it. Now again, if I'm lying, I'm flying. All this stuff is concrete, set in stone. This happened. You can't take away that this happened. We have the receipts. Michael B. Jordan couldn't even come out with his alcohol because he was Black American and he's not a Caribbean. You have people like Nicki Minaj come out and talk shit about him openly. That's our culture, right? So, and mind you, this wasn't even 10 years ago. So then when now, fast forward to 2025, 2026, we're like, all right, you don't want us to be like Wakanda. You don't want us to be like Caribbean. Okay, well, we're going to be like us. We're going to celebrate us. And you can't celebrate with us now. Now it's, oh no, you niggas need to stop it. You are from somewhere in Africa. You are from somewhere. You are West Africa. You just do not know because you are Akata. You see, That's why we're having the conversation. And I think it is important. We need to get to the bottom of it. Now all of a sudden you want to play Kumbaya, my Lord, and we are the world. And everybody, you want everybody to get in a circle and hold hands now. It's like, you ever seen like when like Latino people sometimes do this, or Asian people do this sometimes, like Middle Eastern people, they might be talking shit about you and you know they're talking shit about you, but they do it in their language. And it's all fun and games until you know the words that they're using, and then you tell them that, and you catch them and you tell them, I know what that word means. Now it's, oh no, you don't understand, and oh, I'm sorry, you misunderstood me, it doesn't mean it like that. You see, now all of a sudden, now once you get in on the joke and you figure out that you're the butt of the joke, now, oh, let's just forget about that. Oh no, you guys, what? See, and that's why I think this is a very important time, because yes, we are waking up and there's other conversations to be had. Notice I haven't talked about the Epstein files and all that, because it's like some stuff I feel is just distractions. Some stuff is important, and then there's some stuff that I feel like there's distractions that we literally can't do nothing about. They're talking about release the Epstein files. They're never going to really release what really happened or who was really doing what. Anybody that they prosecute, it's all theater, guys. So that's just what I kind of wanted to say on a side note. Some of this stuff we need to concern ourselves with because it has a direct correlation to our life. And then there's other things that are so outside of our realm and above our pay grade that we can be aware of them, and we don't need to participate, but we don't need to tackle it. Can you guys because I already knew the Epstein thing was a theater. I talked about that. What year was that Epstein died? 2019? I want to say Epstein died in like 2018, 2019. I talked about it then when I said um he didn't kill himself. He either killed or he's not even dead. And I remember I was working at this one restaurant and I had this manager, and he used to always tell me I'm a conspiracy theorist and these are stupid conspiracy theories. And then when Jeffrey Epstein died, now he's a conspiracy theorist. He was like, no, he didn't kill himself. I said, oh, you know what you sound like? You sound like a conspiracy theorist now. And now you fast forward 7, 8 years, everybody's a conspiracy theorist. Everybody's talking about the Epstein files, and everybody's talking about this and that, and they're eating children, and they're doing this, and the vaccines. That's why sometimes if you're truly in the know or you're truly ahead of the curve, sometimes it's lonely because you're going to be 4 or 5, sometimes 10 years ahead of everybody else. So you're going to look like you're crazy for like 5 years before everybody else catches up. Now it's a mainstream conversation to talk about a lot of this stuff. Now it's not crazy to talk about the vaccines and stuff like that. I had my whole channel deleted for talking about the vaccines. 5 years later, YouTube talking about, oops, I made a mistake. Do you want your channel back? I mean, I appreciate getting my channel back because I got all my videos back that I love, but you didn't all my momentum for my channel. I had 3,000 subscribers. I had hella thousands of views on my videos. I was moving and da 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 da. People from all around the world commenting. You took away all the steam from my channel. Now you want to give me my channel back after 5 years because you made a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. You knew it wasn't a mistake. But I had to look like I was crazy for 5 years Now it's normal conversation to have this stuff. So again, I just wanted to talk about some of these things. Let's see what's on my. I'm at about an hour and a half. Let me see what's on my Instagram that I want to talk about. If there's anything that I want to, there's some stuff. I mean, the Charlie Kirk thing. This is another thing I never talked about. I was in jail for that. What do you guys think about that whole Charlie Kirk thing? Whether it's him, his wife, Candace Owens. I've been seeing a little bit of it, but it's like, do I even want to talk about it? Like, was that a false flag? Did he really die? Did he fake his death? Did somebody, was it just really just a lone gunman that killed him? Was he talking about something he shouldn't have been talked about? Was he a sacrifice? Um, I just want to know your thoughts on the Charlie Kirk thing because I have a video right here about him or about his wife. And I don't really want to go into that right now. I got a lot of videos. I just don't, some of this stuff I just don't want to talk about. Like, look at this. Jake Paul. Hold on.
Now, he's a great guy. He's a courageous guy and a talented guy. He's a hell of a fighter, too, by the way. And I just want to say, I'm going to make a prediction that you will be, in the not too distant future, running for political office. Okay? And you have my complete and total endorsement, okay? Yeah, that's what we want. He's an incredible guy.
You see, they say uh Paul is gonna run for office. Jake Paul. Did you guys see this?
Oh, she messed them up. Just over 2 hours and 11 minutes on the clock. Whoa! Whoa! Nathan Martin! Nathan! Whoa! Nathan Martin! Nathan! Whoa! Oh my God! Nowhere, because we can only see.
Did y'all see that? That shit was funny. Oh my god. Booty scratcher. Yo, not the booty scratcher. That's crazy. Hold up. Not the booty scratcher. Oh shit, that's funny. But I did want to talk about that real quick since we're there. This dude, by the way, these are like all videos that I could talk about. I'll be saving all these videos, but sometimes I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna just talk about whenever I get a chance. Um, so this one right here. This is a big conversation for like a week or whatever. The Los Angeles Marathon. This Kenyan dude right here, he got beat by a black American, right? And usually I don't know what it is in Kenya. I don't know if it's just the culture out there, if it's something in the water, but every year it's somebody from Kenya, the man and the woman, they just always win that marathon. I don't know if it's just the genetics, if it's just, I don't, if they go to school to learn how to, I don't know, but it's always a Kenyan winning this race. So this year, a black American beat him, and you can go look it up, beat him by like zero point 0.1 second, and dude thought he was gonna win, and the black American just ran up real quick right behind him. And Solo Dolo said he's a booty scratcher. That's crazy. That is really funny. I'm not gonna lie. See, they'd be mad if we start going back to that booty scratcher shit though, right? If we start hitting them with that booty scratcher, then it would be a problem. But this is I did just for context, this is kind of important to the conversation. The dude was in the lead. He might have won for sure, but he went the wrong way. But and I just want to be honest, he was in the lead more than he was. So he probably would have definitely won without that. But when he was running, some Kenyan woman that's from his country, it wasn't one of us. She was waving a Kenyan flag. She ran her big booty scratching ass, and I'm forgive me, I'm not gonna do that. Solo Dolo, don't call him a booty scratcher. But if I was mean, I would say she ran her booty scratching ass in front of him and like discombobulated him. He went the wrong way and had to turn around, and then the Black American came up. But hey, almost doesn't count. A win is a win, right?
Oh, she messed them up. Just over 2 hours and 11 minutes on the clock. Whoa, whoa. Nathan Martin, Nathan Martin.
Champion.
I'm not sure.
Yo, booty scratcher is really crazy. That's really crazy. Um, what's some other? Let me see. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, so tell me how I'm in Burlington, right? And my sister me with a toy.
What's that for?
Look at the toy. Now you think it's or whatever until you see this. Look at that. Why? Look. Why in the hell would a boy want a toy with a boy shaking his butt? This is ridiculous. It's not funny. This is ridiculous. This is what's wrong with the world, y'all.
So now they got booty twerking toys. A lot of this stuff I talked about already. I talked about this stuff already years and years ago. Here's another one. Look at this. Look at this. Solo.
Men don't come up to you. Not even. Nobody comes up to you in the club. Nobody comes up to you in the club. They be scary as and I don't understand why.
You heard that? Listen.
Men don't come up to you. Not even. Nobody comes up to you in the club. Nobody comes up to you in the club. They be scary as and I don't understand why.
Y'all hear that? She says men don't come. What do you think about that, Judah? This woman, she's clearly tipsy, slurring her words. She says, men don't come up to us in the club anymore. They be scary as fuck, and I don't know why. Huh. Wonder, what do you guys think about that? I really want to know what you guys think about that, because I think that was very, very interesting. That women are saying now that men aren't approaching them in the clubs, at work, at the grocery store, at school. Men aren't approaching y'all no more. And we're quote unquote scary as fuck, and they don't know why. Can somebody tell me is there some type of explanation for this phenomenon? Was there some type of culture that led up to this?
Men don't come up to you. Not even. Nobody comes up to you in the club. And I don't understand why. Men don't come up to you. Not even.
Agent Black says, hold on. Why is my fucking thing moving? Agent Black says it's people like her who are responsible, calling me and creeps, putting cases on them, getting them unalived. Hell yeah, I wouldn't want to come near them either. Solo Dollar says they be mugging and acting stuck up. He says this is what they wanted. Judah says, yeah, they look extra approachable. I don't know. I just think that it was really interesting. I could go in on it. Hold on. Yeah, I could go deep into it, but I just think it was really interesting that she says they're not approaching them in the club anymore. And then I saw another video where allegedly there was like a singles night. Did y'all see that? Where there's like a single, I don't know if I have it somewhere on here. There was a single, oh, this is another one. I'll talk about that in a minute. There was a singles night, and I don't even remember where it is. They had thousands of black women at a singles night. Oh, to solos. This look, men aren't approaching us anymore. Look at Tia. I got out. I went to prison for 2 years and got out, and this is the first thing I saw. Tia still out here trying to. First of all, look, I'm trying to change my ways. I'm trying to be nicer and show people more grace and love and empathy and not talk about people no more. So please guys, don't make me go in. I need you guys to go in on the chat for me so I don't have to go in, because I'm really trying to change my ways. But Tia, I wonder if Tia has, I got so much I could say. I don't even know. They say we're not approaching them anymore. You know what? Never mind. Never mind, guys. Let me show you this one.
Concert, and we have a 12-year-old girl on stage. Dia concert. The little girl's 12 years old, and when Meg Thee Stallion brought her on stage, listen, I'm scrolling and I see a post from World Star Hip Hop. It's at a Meg Thee Stallion concert, and we have a 12-year-old girl on stage. Diabolical. What is a 12-year-old doing at a Meg Thee Stallion concert? The little girl's 12 years old, and when Meg Thee Stallion brought her on stage, her first instinct was to start twerking. The very next thing I do is go to the comments to see what the people are saying. The comments are saying that it's not Meg Thee Stallion's music that's at fault. It's the little girl's parents and the way she's being raised. It's a shame. The shame, the shame, the shame. People, I need you to get this through your head, because I'm tired of visiting this subject matter. The people that own the music industry do not look like us. Therefore, they only allow certain types of music to be made. Music that will influence the to be degenerate. The male rappers are incentivized, which means paid highly, to rap about murder, drugs, sex, and being on substances. The female rappers are incentivized to rap about sex, making money, looking gorgeous, and fuck men. The same people that own the music industry own the prison system. They also own the fashion industry that the rappers mention in their music. They also control the drugs and the alcohol industry. You gotta ask yourself, good people, how long are you willing to be fucking idiots? So is Meg Thee Stallion at fault for the music that she makes? Or is it the parents that allow their children to listen to the music that Meg Thee Stallion makes? Or is it who cuts the check and controls the music industry? Let me know in the comments what y'all think, because I'm tired.
Good commentary by the brother. Can somebody tell me what they think about that? They brought this little girl up on stage, and at a Meg Thee Stallion concert, and the first thing she starts to do is to twerk. And Megan Thee Stallion stopped her and said, "No, don't do that." And it's like, it's almost like I've said this stuff so much that I don't even know what to say anymore, because it's like we're so deep into the rabbit hole that how do we really unpack this stuff? Can somebody talk to me in the chat? popping up. Um, yeah, I don't know how to unpack this, guys. Um, I've talked about it a million times before, but now we're 10 years, 20 years into it. How do we say you little girl up on stage, she starts to twerk, and now Megan Thee Stallion wants to tell her don't twerk. What do you mean don't twerk? What do you mean you're embarrassed, or what do you mean she shouldn't be twerking? You know what you're putting out there to the masses. You know that these children are listening, but the same conversation is going to be over and over. Oh, well, it's on the parents. It's on the parents. And yes, of course, there is responsibility of the parents, but the parents aren't going to be able to shield them from this information. The most thing that the parents could do is to explain to them what they're watching and why you shouldn't behave in this manner. And yes, I agree that the parents should be explaining to them why they shouldn't be engaging, but this um, Solo Dolo says they won't let you whoop your children. Exactly. I went to prison for spanking my son, and I'm not gonna complain about it because I took that on the chin. And when the history books all come down, nobody could ever say that I'm a deadbeat dad or why didn't you try to correct your children. I tried to spank my son, and somebody could tell me, "Oh, well, you should have went about it another way." Maybe I should have, but I know what my intentions were. And a lot of people will tell you, you should spank the kids. Now, would I spank my son again today? Probably not, because I know that I'll go to prison for even longer. But I mean, that's the fucked up society that we're in. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Um, Here's another one. You guys could look into that. New lab tests reveal high amounts of toxic chemicals and heavy metals found in human and synthetic hair. And this isn't even weaves that we're talking about. This is the braids that women get. And this really hurt my heart because I support our women wearing their braids like that. You know what I'm saying? I like when women, like, poetic justice, the poetic justice braids and stuff like that. I like when our women wear their braids because at least it's not that weave. At least it's not that European hair hat. At least they're wearing a style that's. But now they're saying that there's synthetic stuff in there. You got the Jesse Jackson funeral. I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't even want to go into that. Hold on.
About what's happening right now? I'm not into saying I told you so, but we did see it.
First of all, why are you laughing? Why is she so happy at this funeral? She doesn't have a care in the world at this, man. This is a funeral, man. You are at somebody's funeral. Took that time not to only laugh, but to tell black people I told you so. And again, this is what we're talking about, how these people come to only us. They don't come to nobody else and talk to them like they're our parents. They don't go to nobody else and talk their, "Oh, I told you so." See, they come to us and they get real comfortable and talk to us like we should have listened. And so she wants us to believe that whatever's going on in this country right now wouldn't be going on in this country if it was her.
So let me just say, I predicted a lot about what's happening right now. Saying I told you so, but we did see it coming. But what I did not predict is that we might have Jesse Jackson with us right now to help us get through this.
Get the fuck out of here, lady. Get out of here. She must have forgot she was at a funeral. Oh, yeah. Well, by the way, I miss Jesse Jackson. Oh, God, lady. Get out of here. Get out of here. Look at this.
If I told her when I was a kid I had cleft palate or club foot, none of you would have laughed. But it's okay to laugh at stuttering. I'm not being critical of you, but think about it. It's the ways for people to think you're stupid. Oh, really? I'm a hell of a lot smarter than most of you.
I'm a hell of a lot smarter than most of you. So, mind you, it wasn't even really black people. Black people was voting for you, bro. Black people wasn't really talking shit about you like that. It was them other people that was calling you dementia and all this stuff like that. But you come to us, and again, they get comfortable. And look what he said. I'm a hell of a lot smarter than most of you. Wow. Wow. Wow, guys. Look at this.
Giving me head is not even like it anymore. I don't know. I guess I play with my roles so much that it's like quiet for that. You know, like the nerves is shot. You're done. I'm looking at the next shit. Like, give me a taser. I might real quick. Maybe that'll give me another thrill. But, you know, your head probably not even bad. I just killed all my nerves.
Did you hear what she said? Listen, y'all. She says, messing with the man doesn't do it for me anymore. She says, I play with my toys so much that all my nerves are shot. I probably need a taser now. Right. She said she needs a taser in order to feel something now. She got to put a taser down there. Got a taser. Oh my God. She said a regular man's not going to do nothing for her anymore. You got to bring a taser. Mama Rika, look at this. Shout out to you, Mama Rika. This lady says, she says, messing with a man in the bedroom no longer does the trick for her. She says she messed with her toy and her rose and her jackhammer so much that all the nerves down there are just shot and desensitized. So even if she makes love with the man or does whatever with the man, it doesn't do anything to her. She needs a taser down there now.
Giving me head is not even like it anymore. I don't know. I guess I play with my roles so much that it's like quiet for that. You know, like the nerves is shot. You're done. I'm looking for the next shit. Like, give me a taser. I might maybe that'll give me another thrill. But, you know, your head probably not even bad. I just killed all my nerves. Giving me head is not even like it anymore. I don't know. I guess I play with my roles so much that it's like quiet for that. Shot. You're done. I'm looking for the next shit. Like, give me a real quick. Maybe I'll give me.
Give me a taser. That might do the trick. Let's read some of the comments. Hold on. Because I saw some funny comments. She said, that's why I stopped using the what's the names. It got to the point I was like, yeah, no. 3 months later, I was normal again. This one said, yeah, that's what it is. I'm vibrator crazy. That's why head doesn't do anything for me. A taser is hilarious. You know, the comment, look, oh my God, same. You see? Yeah, so that's another funny. I'm sure she was obviously being a little funny, but that came from a real place, you know what I'm saying? So remember, these are the same women saying that men aren't approaching them anymore. Remember the other woman that I showed you just a little minute ago? She said men aren't approaching us anymore and you niggas are scared and I don't know why y'all are scared to approach us. But then she said she needed a taser just to feel something. Maybe this is another reason why men aren't approaching you anymore. Mami Rica, listen to this.
Can I tell y'all a secret? Well, I guess it's not a secret no more, and I really don't care. I don't give a fuck about what nobody got to say. Y'all, like, when I'm like, fuck it, let's just be real. When a dude piss me off, like some stuff like that, not just the dude, but like when I'm really overly, like, pissed off, like, what the fuck? I ain't gonna lie, I'm not washing my ass. I'm not washing my ass. If I'm too overly irritated, folks, them, shit not going right, folks, them, I'm not washing my ass. I'm gonna sit around ass unwashed for days. I don't give a fuck. Y'all keep in mind, I'm not gonna be smelly. I'm not gonna be smelly now. I'm not gonna be smelly. I'm gonna throw some deodorant on. I'm gonna brush my teeth. I'm gonna respect people around me. You feel me? The one thing about this ass is not gonna be washed. I don't got the energy for that. Fuck, wash it up. I go days. When I say days, I go days. I wash my ass. I don't give a fuck. Because why the fuck am I feeling like this? Why am I cleaning out? What the?
You hear that? Again, these are the videos that I'm seeing on social media, and I'd be like, should I make a video about it? I'm like, whatever. I'll talk about it when I get a chance. But this is what they're getting online now and talking about. I go days without ass. I don't give a fuck. I go days. I like go wash my ass. And you're wondering why men aren't approaching you anymore. And then they have a thing called the Hygiene Olympics. I was told on Twitter, there's the Hygiene Olympics and there's something else, but basically where women are coming out on TikTok and admitting that they like to sit around the house for 3, 4, 5 days, no deodorant, not washing their vagina, not washing their ass. This is what it's become. And it's only going to get worse. I'm just telling you, the fact of the matter is it's only going to get worse because the culture that America has bred and allowed, no accountability, no shame, no structure, no discipline. And so you're allowed to do whatever you want, and it's just going to get lower and lower and lower and lower. The bar is going to keep on getting lower. So I'm going to play a few more videos and then and then I'm going to get out of here. By the way, we talked about AI. This AI stuff is getting crazy, y'all. This AI stuff is getting crazy.
TI, it's going down and it is intense. As you can see, we have celebrities in the building and we are ready to go. Tip is first and he is ready in position. 50 does not look worried. A charge up. Wow, great impact. Look at the support from his wife. TI trying to keep his composure. Even his gremlin son King is here. 50 seems to be laughing up the punch. Here he goes up next. Tip is still excited and pumped. 50 looking very confident. His hand out ready to go for his turn. Tip is still holding it together. Let's see. Oh my God! He slapped the sonic rings out of his ass. His wife can't even believe it. Look at this. She faints down on the ground. Tip is on another planet. 50 still extremely confident. Look at the slow motion play. I can't believe Rick Ross gets up. He's gonna start something with 50. Oh no! You know they don't get along. He was Diddy's old boyfriend. Jesus, slap the dog shit out of him. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Ja Rule comes in. He wants a piece. 50 wasting no time. Drops to the ground. Now Tip doing some strange shit, gets out of his body and floats up the arena. Welcome back to the Power competition.
Yeah. I mean, this AI thing is getting so crazy that, I mean, like I told you, at some point, when are we gonna be able to like, because I know y'all said that y'all can tell that it's AI on most of it. And there's moments in here where I guess I could tell it's AI. And obviously, you know that this didn't really happen because it would have been all over the news. But, I mean, can we really say definitively that all of this looks fake? I mean, Like, come on, bro. Like, look at the detail. Look at the detail of the how do they do this, y'all? They can literally do any, look at this. Any type of scenario they can do. That's scary, guys. Don't even think about celebrities when you're thinking about AI. Think about the news. When you think about AI, do not think about celebrities and blah, blah, blah. Think about the news and politics. That's all I have to say about that. We'll talk more about that later. Let me see what else did I have in here? This is the dude that yelled out nigger. I could talk about him, but hold on. I don't even feel like talking about him. I definitely don't feel like talking about him. All these videos I can talk about. I got a reason for all of these videos being here. Yeah, I showed a lot of these videos already. Anyway, I could talk about some more stuff. Let me see if I had any more. Hold on. Oh shit. Oh shit. I have some more videos, but my internet looked like it's chopping up. Let me see what other videos. Comment if you've seen something else that you wanted me to talk about. My Mirika says it's social engineering. Exactly, my Mirika. That's why it's like I don't even know what to say at this point. Yes, I could talk about everything that's going on, and but a lot of it's literally socially engineered. Once you realize that, you realize little old J-Lethal can't do nothing to stop this. Yeah, I could keep you guys up to what's going on and give you my perspective, and we can be in agreement. But look, there's only a few people in this chat right now. YouTube has already decided it's not going to ever let me get a bunch of people in my chat. That's just what it is. I'm just being honest. It has nothing to do with me being a good streamer or bad streamer. They are not going to. There's no reason why I never have new people in my chat. Think of, and I'm not even complaining, but there's no reason why I should have a straggler here and there just popping into the channel like, hey, what's going on in here? This is the internet. This isn't a local thing. Anybody from around the whole world could tune into this stream, but the only people here are the same people who are always here, and I appreciate all of you. But if you notice, everybody here has a blue wrench because y'all been following me. Mami Rika, I saw a comment when I went to my old channel. I saw a comment that you left on my old channel, which was 5+ years ago. You guys have been here a long time, so you guys know what I'm talking about already. I don't even really have to show you this stuff. Yeah, some of this stuff you haven't seen, or it's nice to fellowship with you guys, but I want to get into a new audience that hasn't seen this stuff before. I want to talk to people that's not trolls, but people that, they might disagree with me, or they might have a different opinion than me. I want to have a conversation. I want to bring in some callers that might disagree with me, but I don't have anybody new in my chat ever. Judah says they only push who blends in with them, not the exposures. Exactly. And that's what I talked about when I first got out. And it's not to crap on nobody, but when you talk about the Kai Sanat and the Drewski and these people, and I'm not shitting on them. I respect them. If Kai Sanat ever seen me, or if I ever seen Drewski, I would give them their respect for what they do. You're an entertainer. You entertain the masses, but they're not just going to let somebody that's not predictable like myself and uses critical thinking skills and is not bought out and really wants to talk about this shit, they're not gonna let a nigga get 200,000 subscribers. None of that. That's dead. So what they try to do, this psychological manipulation, they try to keep my numbers low. They try to keep my live stream viewers low. They keep my likes low. They keep my views low. So if I go and tell somebody, hey, go look at my YouTube channel. I'm a YouTuber. They're gonna come on my channel. They're gonna see, oh, he only got 150 views on that video. Oh, he only got 16 likes on that video. Oh, he's not doing anything. That's what you're subconsciously gonna think. That's just the truth. And they know that. So versus if I tell you, hey, go on my YouTube channel, I'm a YouTuber, and you go look it up, and I got 300,000 subscribers, and my last video did 79,000 views, and I got 5.7 thousand likes and 400 comments, you're gonna be like, oh, this dude is really doing it. That's just the fact of the matter. So I can't even be mad that they don't let me pop off like that. But at the same time, you guys have to understand that's why I be discouraging sometimes, because I'm like, why am I gonna put, and you guys research this stuff, to collect all these videos, to upload this stuff, to edit the video and put a production. You guys know I edit my videos and stuff like that. I just don't have my studio right now, so that's why I'm doing it looking like right now how it's low budget. I'm just showing you from my tablet, but usually you guys know I have a whole green screen, cameras, microphone, lighting. The videos are uploaded on there. At this point, I'm like, man, it is what it is, bro. I'm gonna read some. I'm definitely gonna try TikTok though, guys. Don't worry about that. I just want to make sure I have some content to put on there before I get on TikTok. Hey, Bryce, are you here before I get out of here? Are you? Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, I got some videos, y'all. I don't feel like talking about a lot of this stuff. Oh, did you see this one? Look at this one before I get out of here. I guess Bryce's not here right now. Look at this. Did y'all see this one? Look.
Did you see that? Should we tell him? So bad.
Bro, look at it. Oh my gosh.
Not funny.
Do not listen to that.
Thank you, man.
I know how it feels. Nah, they're not worth it, bro.
Yeah, you're right. I was tripping.
What's your name?
Dave.
David?
Yeah.
Hello.
What was his name? Hold on, because that commercial is literally ridiculous. Did you see that, Mamika? Hold on. What was his name? Come on. Hold on.
Nah, they're not worth it, bro.
Yeah, you're right. I was tripping.
What's your name?
Dave.
I couldn't tell what his name was, but yeah, allegedly this is a commercial, and what they're doing now is they're saying for so-called Jewish people, you got to put a blue square up. I don't know what the significance of the blue square is, but to stand in solidarity with so-called Jewish people experiencing so-called anti-Semitism, you have to put a blue square up to show your solid. So this is a commercial that came out, and I guess he was getting bullied. He's so-called Jewish, and it says 2 in 3 so-called Jewish teens have experienced anti-Semitism. I don't believe that personally. We're 2 in 3. First of all, where did you take this census at? Where did you take this study at? Where did you find out that 2 out of 3 of them experienced this? Secondly, what is your definition of anti-Semitism? I need to know that. What is your definition of that? Because I don't believe those numbers. But it's here he is, and the whole school is laughing at him because he's so-called Jewish. That's completely unbelievable, guys. We've all been to high school before. That's never happened in any high school. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. That's not a thing. That hasn't happened. This is literally propaganda. Bro, you've never gone to high school and the whole high school is standing around as you walk down the hall because you're a Jewish. That doesn't happen, bruh. And I'm not even hating or being anti-Semitic. This literally is bullshit. And then stand up to hate. So-called Jewish hate. It never has happened, Mama Lika. And then look, the dude's slapping him. Everybody's laughing, pointing at him, snickering and gossiping about him. And somebody put a thing on his backpack. Look at the thing on his backpack. Look. Really? Really? Somebody put that on. And then here the black guy comes. Somebody put that in the chat. Here he comes. Look, he came in. He came and saved the day. Do you see that? All people, guess who comes in to save the day? Because remember, going back to that sinners conversation, it's always up to us to include everybody. It's always up to us to save everybody. It's always up to us to put our neck out and be the front runner. And look at this. He puts the blue thing on his shoulder. Look. He puts the blue thing on his chest and stands in front of the dude like a robot, like he's RoboCop. Like, I'm gonna put this here and I'm gonna step aside from everything that I'm dealing with as a Black American, and I'm gonna look at him in the back. Look at the body language of these two dudes. Look at the language of these two dudes. Look, he became the protector and the guard dog, and look, he's in the back. He's just devastated, and he's so self-conscious. And look, I'm gonna be the big Negro, and because I've been through it, and I know how to deal with it, and I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna put everything I got going on with my family, and I'm gonna put this blue box on my chest. Bro, in real life, you're gonna get bullied too. What the fuck, nigga? If I seen you do that, if I was really bullying this little kid back here, and then I seen you do that, we're bullying you too, bro. You'll get your ass whooped too. Who did you think you were? What did you think that was gonna do? We're gonna laugh at you too, bro. Oh, he really thinks he's fucking doing something. Really, bro? Look, oh yeah, look, don't mess with him. And look, he tells them, look, listen to what he tells them.
Nah.
Hold on. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I'm gonna blur it out. But this is for fair use, guys. Federal law allows citizens such as myself to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed. Listen to this.
Do not listen to that. Thank you, man. I know how it feels.
Listen to what I know how it feels. You hear that? Do not listen to them. I know how it feels. You see what they're doing, right? Now we're supposed to join in on them because of course, we know how it feels to be bullied and targeted. So don't even listen to them. Bro, you're gonna get bullied too. What did you think this was? I'll give you a noogie and a purple nurple and a fucking wedgie, nigga. Somebody put that in the chat. We will give you a noogie, a purple nurple, a wet willy, and a wedgie. And throw you in the locker just like we're gonna throw his ass in the locker. What are you talking about?
Nah, they're not worth it.
Look, and so the little the so-called Jewish guy was gonna go fight them, but then he had to stop him. No, they're not worth it, man. They're not worth it. That's a joke.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a joke. It's a damn joke. That was a joke. These are all videos that I could comment on. Look, these are the girls that say men aren't approaching us anymore. Look. Solo, look, men aren't approaching us anymore. I wonder why. Men aren't approaching us anymore. I wonder. Look. Hold on. I wish I could slow it down. Hold on. Oh God. Now look at the girl. She says, men aren't approaching us in the club anymore. Hold on, let me see if I can find her again. Why aren't you niggas approaching us anymore? Listen.
Men don't come up to you. Not even. Nobody comes up to you in the club. Nobody comes up to you in the club. They be scary as, and I don't understand why. Men don't come up to you. Not even. Nobody comes to you in the club. Nobody comes up to you in the club. They be scary as. I don't understand why.
Men don't come up to us anymore. I wonder why. Mama Rika says, wow, that's a talent. Sure, it's a talent, but it should be for the privacy of your own home. Fair enough, Mama Rika. Definitely a talent. I'll tell you what. Somebody put that in the chat. I'm trying to see what that be like. Shit, I'm trying to see what that be like. But in private, ma'am. In private. But remember, why do it in private, Mami Dika, when you can make an OnlyFans and you can make $1 million now? Or that's what they try to tell you. They try to tell you you can make $1 million on OnlyFans. Somebody put that in the chat. You make $1 million on OnlyFans until 10 years later, 15 years later, you over here dancing like Britney Spears. Somebody put that in the chat. This is what's after and shout out to Britney Spears. I don't want to talk shit, but just saying, yeah, you're doing all that on OnlyFans, and then this is you 15 years later. And this is you. When that OnlyFans check slows down and you still think you got it, this is gonna be you thinking you still got it. Doing the Britney Spears in the living room. Come on, Brittany. Stop playing with our intelligence, Brittany. Come on, Brittany. Stop it now. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong. Again. I could be wrong about all of this. I could be very wrong about all of it. I'm gonna read some comments and get on out of here. I didn't want to take too much of y'all time, y'all. Um, yeah, I didn't want to take too much of your time. Let's see what I got in here. Okay, a few more videos. Julio Fulio, y'all remember Julio Fulio got killed? I could talk about him, but I'll talk about him later when I have. That's something that's a serious conversation I have to have. Uh, but yeah, look at this guy's thing. This stuff is crazy. This is all Kamala needs to do to win that black vote, y'all. Somebody put that in the chat. This is all she got to do to win that black vote. That's a shame. That's all you got to do for us to vote. I'm about to get out here, but Mommy Rika asked a question. Let me see. What did you say, Mommy Rika? Mommy Rika said, "What do I think about Papoose and Clarissa Shields, the masculine and the feminine aspect?" I don't know what in particular. Give me your thought on it. I've been seeing that. I think Clarissa Shields is an amazing fighter. I don't remember her ever talking this much. I think she needs a manager to just tell her to like literally just be quiet. Like Clarissa Shields has been boxing for like 20 years. I don't remember her ever talking like this. I don't know why she's talking. I don't know why she's embarrassing herself. Um, if in my opinion, she's just lowering her brand, lowering the value of her brand by embarrassing herself all the time on social media. Like when somebody told me that Clarissa Shields was beefing, I'm like, Clarissa Shields, the boxer? I never heard her talk. Like, why is she talking? Why isn't she just boxing, enjoying her millions of dollars? Show off your, your accolades, and but why are you trying to beef and talk about who you're fucking and who you're not fucking and this and that and going back and forth in the comments section? Why are you doing that? And it's like, the thing is, some people say all publicity is good publicity. I don't feel that way. But in the age of clout, in the age of social media, in the age of anything for a bag, you might be right. Hell, in the age of the algorithm, you might be right. Clarissa Shields, it doesn't matter what they're talking about. At least they're talking about it, right? So on that aspect, if you're just talking about getting attention, getting clout, getting in the algorithm, sure, she's being talked about. But for people who actually value legacy and value respect and reputation, you just look foolish. So shout out to Clarissa Shields. They even made a movie about her and everything. She doesn't need to be doing all this. Beautiful black woman, strong, knocking people out. Yeah, I heard her beefing with Layla Ali, but that was like boxing stuff. She was talking crap with Layla Ali and about who win and stuff. That's part of her job. We understand why you're beefing. That's part of your job. But to just embarrass yourself, it's and then Papoose, shout out to Papoose. I like him as a lyricist, but bro, if that's your woman, get your woman because she's embarrassing herself and she's embarrassing you. I already said it. My woman's not about to be, oh, J-Lethal's upstairs. J-Lethal's upstairs. Yeah, J-Lethal's upstairs. First of all, don't bring my name up with no goofy stuff like that. Shut up and get off that live right now. Because you're embarrassing yourself and you're embarrassing me. You're just embarrassing. Get off of that live right now. See, that's the way I talk to my, and maybe that's why I'm such a bad guy. But that's how I talk to my woman. Shut up. Get off of that. Don't delete that. You look stupid right now. Delete that. You're doing that. Go. How about you go upstairs, Clarissa? That's how I feel about that. Some comments before I get out of here. Yeah, she needs a publicist. You know, and that's another problem with these artists like The Game, Jim Jones, a lot of these artists who I used to respect. They get on social media, and that's another double-edged sword with the social media thing. Social media will like can how do I say? Social media can destroy a whole legacy. Look at Will Smith. You couldn't say nothing bad about Will Smith 10 years ago. 15 years ago, Will Smith was black excellence personified. Then he got on social media and he's doing this red table talk and he's allowing his wife talking about your life and all this. Embarrass yourself. People start seeing how lame and weak you are, bro. Just stop talking. There was a thing in the 90s where you didn't know. You had to wait for a nigga to drop an album before you can get a glimpse into his life. You had to wait for a nigga to make a music video or do an interview before you can even get a glimpse of what he thought about. Now y'all up thinking y'all trying to keep up with the Joneses, or y'all trying to relate to the average person so much that you are showing how out of touch you are, bro. And this goes for regular people too. There's people on social media who's not famous who are embarrassing themselves. I just showed you a whole bunch of the videos right now. You're embarrassing yourself. It's unnecessary, man. I'm gonna stick around for like 10 more minutes because it's almost 12 o'clock over here. I don't want to take too much of your time. Again, though, just ask yourself, why don't I ever have any new people in this chat? I was gonna show Bryce this freestyle, but I'm gonna wait till he comes. Meanwhile, if you're for the Bible, the land they claim had the largest rainbow event in the world. Judah says the real so-called Jewish man telling the real so-called Jew telling the fake so-called Jewish man that he knows how it feels is wild. The irony, I didn't even think about that. Duh, that so-called Jewish commercial, you got this, you got a black man telling a so-called Jewish man he's protecting the so-called Jewish man, but you're the real Jew. This guy, you don't even know what the fuck is going on. Let's just keep it a buck, y'all. Nobody knew that somebody was Jewish in school, guys. Can we just talk about that? I'm out of here. I'm done. This is the last thing I'm gonna say before I get up out of here. If I didn't read your comment, I'm gonna read it later. In high school, I don't know about you guys, but when I was in high school, nobody was picking on so-called Jewish people. Why? We didn't know what the fuck that was. You can't just look at somebody and say, oh, he's so-called Jewish. We're just like, oh, that's a white guy. That's a white girl. That's all you're thinking about. You're not bullying somebody because he's a Jewish person. Guys, let's stop that. It's propaganda. That's a lie. It's fake. Fake news, guys. Fake news. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I didn't want to take too much of your time. I love you. I just want to come in and tell you guys again that I'm doing okay. I do have maybe one or two opportunities for employment. So I'm trying to get back in the job market. I've been in jail for 2 years. I've been trying to get a decent job. So I think I have a couple opportunities that I'm gonna see about this week and let you know how that goes. Just pray for me, and I'm gonna continue to pray for you guys. I'm just taking it a day at a time. I'm trying to get back into the mode, and I'm trying to figure out where I fit and everything, you know. So if, like I said, that's why I haven't been dreams every week or whatever the case. So if I'm a little sporadic, just forgive me. I'm gonna try to pop back in at least once a month for sure. For sure, I'm gonna at least do one stream a month for now. I can pretty much guarantee that I'm gonna at least pop in once a month to chop it up with you guys. Now, can I do it once, twice a week like I used to do? Not yet, because I don't have my studio, I don't have my computer, I don't have the resources and the time right now to do that. But I'm gonna try to get back into the mode soon enough. So I appreciate you guys for joining me. I'm gonna read your comments on the playback. If you didn't catch the playback, go ahead and press the thumbs up button. And I love you. I'm praying for you guys. They say we're in World War III. I don't know. They say we already started World War III, Iran, and this and that in Israel and Palestine and North Korea and this. They say we're supposed to be going to war. I don't know. All we got to do is stay prayed up. It is going to be what it's going to be. Don't be scared. Don't fall into any fear mongering tactics. Remember to try your best to preserve your energy or to use something that's going to reciprocate that energy, something that's going to benefit you in some type of way or benefit somebody else. Don't get too caught up on the rumors or the gossip. Don't get too caught up on the rage bait. They have a thing called rage baiting now where somebody purposely tries to get you out of your element and get you upset. Don't fall for a lot of rage bait, whether that's Donald Trump posting us pictures of black people as monkeys, whether that's people talking about Sinners was a stupid movie, whether that's Papoose and Clarissa Shields and 50 Cent and T.I. and all this other stuff. Don't get too deep into it. Understand what's entertainment and what's real. Understand what's in your circle and what's outside of your circle. And this is the last thing before I get out of here. This, speaking of scripture, hold on. There's this scripture that I read in the Bible, and it helped me to. This is one of the big reasons why I'm kind of like taking time for myself right now, because I was putting a lot of energy into my channel and stuff like that. Not just my channel, but other stuff outside of myself. And I appreciate my channel and everybody on my channel. If you go watch my old videos, especially my live streams, you'll see how much time and energy I put into it. And I'm going to do that again one of these days. But this scripture right here, can somebody put this scripture in the chat? Mama Rika, you still here? This scripture right, Timothy, the book of Timothy, chapter 3, verse 5. Can somebody go to the King James version or the New English version or something like that, the New Internet version or something, and copy and paste the book of Timothy in the Bible, chapter 3, verse 5. Before I get out of here, somebody copy and paste that. And that's the last scripture I'm gonna read before I get out of here, because that's something that I had to digest. And I want you guys to understand too, especially with all this stuff going on in the world. There's energy being placed everywhere. There's information being placed everywhere. And so we have to remember this at the end of the day. The book of Timothy, chapter 3, verse 5. Can somebody please copy and paste that in the chat? I don't know if my chat stopped working. I don't know. Yep, we're right on time. Right on time. Somebody put that in there. Solo Dolo says, the book of Timothy, chapter 3, verse 5. For if someone does not know how to manage his own household, how will he care for God's church? Say it again, y'all. If someone does not know how to manage his own household, how will he care for God's church? And this is important. This is something that I had to digest when I was in jail, and it helped me to come to the conclusion, Josh, you got to get yourself right. You got to get your kids right. You got to get your finances, business, your central nervous system. I had somebody tell me, Josh, you have to focus on your central nervous system, bro. You're worried about all this other stuff outside of yourself. Take care of your central nervous system. Take care of yourself. And it's not selfish to take care of yourself, because you can't pour from a cup that's empty, and you can't give somebody else a drink if you're dying of thirst. Selfish. That's self-preservation in order to be able to help somebody else. So again, I'm gonna read this time. The book of Timothy, chapter 3, verse 5. This is the scripture for me in this season, and I want it to be for you too, because I'll be so busy trying to change the world and take down the Illuminati and destroy the systematic enforcement of the ideologies of white supremacy and the truth of the matter, don't take care of my own household. And remember, by household, that means physically, but that means your temple, your body, yourself as well. Your household, your temple is your body as well. So whether we're talking physically or metaphysically, your household is yourself, and those are in your immediate actual household. If you can't control your household, take care of that, how can you do for anything else? So I want to be able to fix a lot of these things. But first of all, a lot of that's not my job. That's for the Most High to do it. And secondly, if there is anything that I could fix with the world, I need to first be able to fix myself and my household and my children. So please just pray for me that I can do that. I'm going to pray for you as well that you can continue to do that. And with that being said, I'm going to read guys' comments a little later. I love you. And until the next time I see you, holler at your boy. Run this playback back, press the thumbs up button, and I'll see you next time. I love you. Vibrate higher.